Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm going to be doing a video about how I plan to set up my Erin Condren LifePlanner for 2019-2020. So I'll be walking you through that today. I have a colorful cover on my EC, which may make you think that I have a colorful planner this year, but I actually don't. I just really like this particular cover, so I purchased it when I purchased my planner, and on the inside I actually have the neutral color scheme. So I ordered what I've ordered in the past, which is a neutral hourly planner, and I plan on using that again this coming year. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of videos about the new EC planner. It's not going to bore you with all the overall details, but to start, you have your year at a glance. So it starts in July 2019 and goes through December of 2020. Like a lot of people, I'll be using this section to color code my PTO and time off. So I have in the back here the transparent circle stickers from EC. They've got the like foiled color scheme, and then also colors as well. So I haven't decided what the key is going to be as far as like, does blue mean this kind of time off, purple, pink, whatever mean other types of time off. Haven't quite figured that out yet, and I don't want to bore you guys through my trying to figure that out. So just so you have an idea, that's what that is going to be for me. This section is going to be a PTO tracker. I did that in my previous not my previous planner, but I have a monthly deluxe notebook at work that I was doing that in, and I think I want to transfer that into this planner here and make use of that in this space. Another thing that I may end up using this section for, but it's kind of to be determined, is like notes about like if my son has a day off, if it's early release. He goes to a school that's on a university campus, so depending on if there's a football game or not, sometimes they get out a little bit early. So when I have more of an idea of when those sorts of things are coming, I may add them into this section, but ultimately this is what this is going to be for. I have post-its kind of all over the place in here, and you'll be seeing that throughout this video. The next section are these 12 blank boxes, and a lot of people use them to mark birthdays and stuff like that. Since the new monthly section includes an area for birthdays, and I actually do plan to use it for that, I don't think I'll be using that here. What I'm planning on doing instead, actually, using it as like a monthly section. So there's 12 months for the year here, but what I plan on doing with it is using it to track like personal and work events that happen in a particular month every single year. So for example, October is always my son's birthday and Halloween, so those are two things that I need to be mindful of. They usually take up quite a bit of time for me, planning and everything like that. September is National Library Card Sign-Up Month, and since I work at a library, I get really busy in the months ahead planning for that. And so I kind of just want to have these things at a glance so I can know what's coming up on the horizon, especially work projects, because then that means there's going to be time before whenever that event happens where I'm going to be working longer hours, going to be having longer days and all that kind of stuff. And I want to be mentally prepared for these things and try not to overcommit myself too much. There are certain things that are just, especially with work, just unavoidable. I can't not do. And so if I can avoid having too much going on in my personal and social life while that is happening, I think that'll be helpful, because I have a tendency to overcommit to things, and I'm trying to do less of that. I'm trying to commit to what I can actually dedicate time to and commit myself to. And so I think doing that in here will kind of be helpful. For a different idea, I actually just watched a video, I think yesterday. Lakin from Plan with Lakin put what sticker kit she plans on using for the weeks of the months. I think that's a really good idea. I probably need to start doing that more often, because otherwise I'll just start buying a bunch of sticker kits and then spend money that I don't need to spend. So that's also another way that you could use this section. And I did think about doing it, but I don't think I really know what is all happening each week yet enough to have committed to that. But if you are following her, or if you're not following her, go check her out, because I thought that was a really clever idea. moving on, I don't know what I'm going to do with this section yet. I'm going to have to come back to that one and think on it a little bit. But moving on to the monthly section. So what I've decided I'm going to do in this dashboard area that EC has come out with is kind of make it like everything about that month. So birthdays are going to go here because as much as I know everybody's birthday is coming up, it's easy to forget to buy cards or make sure you get a gift or check in and make sure you RSVP to their function or whatever they're doing for their birthday. So hoping that keeping that here will kind of keep it at the forefront of my brain, because I really like to especially at least send out a card for birthdays, and depending on who the person is, it may not be right on top of my radar with all the things I have going on, and I don't want to let that slip by the wayside. The other thing I'll be using is this monthly goals section. Instead of making it goals, it's going to be monthly blog posts. I'd like to get to a habit where I'm posting at least once a week. So if there's 4 weeks in the month, I'll be doing that at least 4 times. So my idea is to come up with like the themes that I want to write about during that month and then like put them here. So I'm committing myself to getting those posts done. The other thing I'm going to be using is this kind of like blank section here. I'll probably cover it with washi because I don't really care for this like yellow thing in here and whatever. So what I'll probably end up doing is using this as like inspiration or an affirmation for the month to kind of keep myself going and thinking about what I want to accomplish for that month, or what it is that I feel like is important to be meditating on and mindful of, no matter if I'm having a good day or a bad day, keeping that concept in mind all month long. The other thing I'll be doing is a reading log in this section here. So any books that I read during that month, it's highly unlikely that I'll be able to read 4 books in a month. I just don't have as much free time as I'd like, as I like to think I have too, I guess I would say. But I figure I can track at least, if you kind of see, I don't know how easy it is to see here. There's like kind of a faint line that happens here and down the middle here. And I feel like in this section, I could probably break it out into 4 boxes and make use of that as a reading log. Then on the other side, we've got this big, awesome dot grid, empty space sort of thing. So what I'm planning on doing is using my HP Sprocket more and printing some of the pictures that I post during the month, or that I just take pictures of my son. And, you know, I don't really share those to social media a lot, but if they're really meaningful to me, I can keep them here and kind of document what happened during the month. And I'm really looking forward to making use of this because I see a lot of people do it in their planners already. And I think it's kind of awesome that like you can make basically a dedicated space to it every single month. So yeah, I'm really feeling this. I know it's a lot of structure for some people and it's really different from what EC has done in the past. So there are feelings about it, but I'm actually looking forward to it and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So this is what I have planned starting with July. I didn't fill anything in for the purpose of this video because I just felt like it would be really boring to have you guys sit here and watch me do it. And I kind of want to show you what my concepts are before I actually start doing them to hopefully help you think of some ways that you can make use of your planner as well. So going forward, the idea is, yes, these things that I've committed myself to will also be what I do in August and every month going forward, but we'll see how it goes for July and then go from there. Moving on to the notes section. So I've got these line pages here and you see there's 2 sticky notes on each page. I plan on making a dividing line between both pages and basically splitting them up in half. One side is going to be like date and couple ideas. So like things for my husband and I to do, activities for us to do, places that we can go to as a couple on one side. And then on the other side, basically family activities. So things that we can take my son to and do with him or just do at home to keep us engaged with each other and off of our phones as much as possible, because I'm very guilty of being on my phone way more than I need to be, partly because I work in social media, and since my job is always on, I do feel like a pressure to constantly be aware of what's happening out in the world in case, you know, something starts trending and we have a tweet that is not speaking to that necessarily, but could come off insensitive, already scheduled to go out during that time or something along those lines. So like I said, sometimes I don't want to ramble too much about it, but I could be on my phone less. And I hope to do that over the next year with this planner. Hopefully it'll help me make those goals happen. One other section that I plan on making use of is the other part of this notes page. I'm splitting it in half. It's going to be books to read on one side, so any ideas that I get from people I follow online or at work. And then on the other side, it's going to be restaurants to try or places to visit, bakeries and coffee shops and stuff like that too, so I don't forget about them. Then going on to the dot grid page, Jen Dufour from Jen Plans does a really awesome like recurring monthly tasks in her planner. And so I actually started doing that in a personal planner last year. And I just wasn't coming to it a lot because I was in a completely separate planner that I wasn't using all the time, so I would forget about stuff. So I just kept the list that I had from the previous planner and plan to put that in this planner here. Some of the things I'm really on top of, like I always make sure to clean the fridge once a month, polish my stainless steel appliances, organize the pantry, clean makeup brushes, stuff like that. But like sometimes I'm not the best about reviewing my sinking funds or cleaning the laundry room up or inventorying the medicine cabinet. And though checking the fire alarms, I'm probably better than most people, I could be better about it. So I plan on making use of this section here to do that. The other notes pages, I haven't figured out what I'm going to do with them yet. They're probably going to be more along the lines of brain dump for me. So in case I need to write a random thing down or an idea, I'll have a place to do that here. The contact section I make use of, I'm not going to show you because there are actually addresses in here, but planner friends that I like to send happy mail to or that I stay in contact with, their contact information is in this planner. And then this section will be coming soon, so any life events that I know are going to be coming up in 2021, which is kind of crazy to think about that. I'll be putting them in here as I go, but this section is pretty straightforward and I plan to use it the way that they intended for users to use it. So that is it for what I plan on doing to set up my planner. I'll probably be doing a plan with me the first week of July, coming up soon. It's going to be a little bit different because the first week of July, I'm actually traveling. I am going to New York. I leave this day, so this is going to be a different spread than what my normal spreads will probably look like, but I'll do a separate video for that and you can check it out. One section that I did skip is a monthly section. I'm going to use it like most of us do, tracking doctor's appointments, events, schedule changes at work, that kind of stuff. It's pretty straightforward here. And then putting monthly bills. Normally I would make use of this section for birthdays, but we have this awesome birthday section now, so I don't have to do that. So any like app subscriptions or bills that I don't have every single month that come up like maybe this one time a year and it happens to fall in that particular month, that's what this little sidebar is going to be used for. So that is it. That's my overview of how I plan on using my life planner this year. If you have any questions or comments, suggestions or anything like that, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I hope you like this video. I plan to do more videos in the future, but I haven't had the equipment or space to do it up until now. And I hope this wasn't a total waste of your time and you enjoyed watching. Thanks.